I bought my first Porsche when I was 18 years old. It was a 1970 911T. When I was a kid, my dad would take us to Hermosa Beach, and there was a Porsche dealer there, Waszek Polak. And every time we would go there, I would walk from my dad's friend's house down to the Porsche dealer and look through the windows. And he had a really cool thing that he did. He had race cars interspersed with the new street cars that they were selling there. And it was so cool, you know, a 14-year-old kid looking through the window and seeing the race cars. And that's when I decided I really liked Porsche vehicles. They made a different sound, especially the older air-cooled ones. The fan makes a sound that is distinct and unique to a Porsche car. I worked odd jobs. I worked full-time when I was in high school to save my money and buy that 1970 911T. That started the Porsche craziness. Sold that one. I bought a 1974 911 after that. And right when I sold that car, I had a friend of mine say, hey, I know a company that sells older cars that need a little bit of work, and you could buy them and fix them up and sell it. So I did that as a side hobby for 8 or 9 years probably. Got bigger and bigger and bigger. It turned into this. My name is Loren, and the car I'm driving today is a 2004 Porsche 996 GT3. Almost every day of my life is consumed with Porsche cars. Not only do I do this for a living, I also race Porsches on the weekend, do Porsche events. So my wife has a Porsche. We are Porsche crazy. I used to even have a Porsche tractor, 930 turbo at the time, and I have about 8 other Porsches as well. I raced American Le Mans in 2010, a GTC class for stock cars. Raced in the Pirelli Drivers' Cup Series. I've won that championship 4 times. I was the season champion last year. I've had almost every model Porsche car. This car is the basis for the 996 Cup car when they produced it in 2004. It was actually one of my customers' cars, and when he retired, he knew how much I loved the car and asked me if I'd like to buy the car, and I jumped at the opportunity. It has no options on it whatsoever except for air conditioning and the ceramic brakes. It's a really cool car because it was the start of the GT cars for the United States in 2004. It had substantial more performance than the base 996 car did, and a lot higher RPM motor as well. The sound is pretty awesome actually when you drive it. It's very raw. There's no traction control at all, none. If you're not careful how you drive it, it definitely will try and get away from you. The power comes on pretty abruptly. It's a fun car to drive. It has a lot more oversteer in it than their other cars, the regular 996s. But this has a little more firm suspension, a little more precise on the steering input, and a lot more power, and like I said, the sound. That's the really great thing about this. You shift above 8,000 RPMs, and it sounds awesome driving.